All right, so for those that may not have seen, this is attempt number 6, and I am really hoping that it works this time, because apparently we are having some connection issues, and it's an important message. We're in an incredibly emotional time here in Ukraine and around the world. As an American living in Ukraine, you know, we get it from both sides, because everybody seems to be spun up about presidencies and intelligence and all of these things, and you know, those are important. But here's what I know is more important, and what I would love for us to be able to focus on. One, we're really still in talk phase. It's all like the pre-show to get anything done. And so we can let go of a lot of emotions. We live here in Ukraine, and literally nothing about our daily life is changed by what is happening right now. Yes, it has future potential, but we all know that there's no such thing as a ceasefire right now, and there's no escalation. We're still being bombed. We're still experiencing war. Our life, it is challenging, incredibly challenging, and every wave of emotions, wave of new political challenges, it's just that. It's another opportunity to walk through challenging times. And as believers, you know, I love James chapter 1. When you face trials of various kinds, count it pure joy. Man, that is hard. That one line shows how different the mentality of faith is from the mentality of the rest of the world. And unfortunately, as believers, we still live with a lot of the old human nature, and faith is not easy. It's not. But it's so good when we can just take our challenges and our pain and our suffering and lay it in the hands of a good Father. Yesterday, I couldn't contain it anymore, and I've been sitting at home a good bit trying to find ways to minister and get back into the rhythm of things and find a team to go with me to different places after being sick and all, sitting and praying and thinking and preparing. And one of our friends on Facebook, who I've actually never had the chance to meet before in person because of just a lot of variables, they're in Kherson, and they said, even in Kherson, it's really challenging for us to get believers together to pray, just for a prayer meeting. And guys, that's Kherson. For English speakers, Americans, wherever you might be, Kherson is the front line. It is the only city, major city, that still is quite fully occupied by people, ordinary citizens, that is directly on the front line. There are several places where the Russians are attacking into towns, but those primarily have been evacuated long ago. But Kherson was liberated, and the people are truly heroes. They return home thinking that everything's going to be fine, and it's not. It's actually worse in many ways. So this believer, pastor and his family, their church has been targeted 3 times by multiple explosives. One time they were hit by 3 Shahed drones. That should have leveled the building. but it didn't. It destroyed a lot of the upper part, and they rebuilt. Why did they rebuild in Kherson? They rebuilt in Kherson because without the spiritual forces and the spiritual uplift of people that proclaim Jesus fearlessly, regardless of the political or war situation, without that, evil wins. And the amazing thing is they've suffered greatly, and they are some of the most positive people I've ever met. We've met several of those types of pastors and heroes of the faith here in Ukraine. And I want to tell you, when they said it's hard to get believers together for prayer in Kherson, where it's the most difficult, I had to go pray with them. Because prayer is the battle, and it's also the greatest encouragement we can have. So when I was talking to them, their young son just turned 18. We were in the midst of the conversation. I asked, what is the greatest moment of the war for you? Because they had been trapped in the United States at the beginning of the war. They had been back there trying to do some documents, and they were only able to come home to Kherson after liberation. He said the greatest moment was when I could come home. And it wasn't just because it was comfortable. It was because of a love for the people and the place. And they have served so faithfully. When we were there, we prayed together. And that's a powerful thing. You know, the nations can rage, wars can be fought. It's a symptom of our greater war. And faith overcomes that. Yes, politics is challenging, but believers